Welcome to No Limits to Success, the podcast that empowers you to break barriers and achieve your dreams. Hosted by Les Moyer, this show brings you inspiring conversations with trailblazers who redefine success in business and life. Les interviews guests ranging from startup founders to industry titans, uncovering their hard-won wisdom, innovative strategies, and the mindset that propelled them to extraordinary heights. Get ready to unlock your potential and discover that in the world of success, there truly are no limits.
JT, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much. And what time is it in the morning for you?
Oh, it's 11 o'clock at night here.
I know you look fresh. You look fresh. It's very
Thank you.
early for me in the morning, but it's fresh for you. So I
Yeah,
like that. So that is dedication, ladies and gentlemen.
very
Les
good.
interviewing at 11 o'clock, looking like he is just ready to take on the day. But
No,
right after,
I
gonna go.
appreciate that, man. Look, been going through your book, Business is War, and it's just packed insight, cuts straight to the chase. And I've only scratched the surface really. But I'd love to ask you a few questions. You know that I work with small businesses between, in that six-figure range. And I'm just wanting to ask some questions that will helpfully serve them. I know that you coach a lot of people across 40 countries and you connected with some of the most successful people and celebrities. What's one of the most common patterns that you find that the ones who are successful versus the ones who aren't?
Well, I think, successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people won't. Like I said, you're very successful in multiple businesses. You invest in yourself. You're always learning. I wrote a book that even billionaires are reading and saying it's the best business book they've read because you learn more from failures than you do from success. You're very good at building relationships. I get asked for podcasts all the time. I turn it down 99% of the time. And obviously for you and our friendship, I said yes. And I think people have to be eager to become better, faster, more efficient. And I've always said there's two things I have in my DNA. How can I be number one and how can I make this better? And I have that obsession about creating things. It's not easy. Anybody says
Mm,
business is easy, it's not. But those, Steve Jobs said those who are crazy enough to change the world are usually the ones that do. And it's not about changing the world. It's about betterment and becoming the best version of ourselves. And, some people work to make money so they can pay for things. I work because I don't consider it work. I love the game.
yeah, yeah, I love that. And you're the world's number one wealth coach, and you've also been coached by some of the best. And where do you think you'd be without them? And what would you say is the true value in coaching?
I think coaching is a shortcut to whatever result, right? And I think most people don't know what they don't know and they try to figure it themselves, which is why their business is based on referrals or they're, in the trading industry, they're still on the tools and there's so much potential, there's so much opportunities to make money and to grow. I think the realization is there's no such thing as a self-made man or woman. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a tradie, someone taught you, and if you're in school, someone taught you. If you're a doctor, someone taught you. Whatever it is, if you're an engineer, no one self-learns themselves, and that those are very, very small. Now that AI is out, obviously I've started an AI company that's already changing, the landscape in the world and how it's doing in a
Yeah,
very short amount of time. Um, like if people are not learning about it or, like it's literally like my assistant quit on me and I basically started an AI company as a result of her quitting. It was the best thing that ever happened. And now I've got 100 of me. So now everything is done the way I wanted to do it.
yeah.
For example, after this call, I've got two more AI calls, and then I have the rest of the afternoon. I'm gonna take my laptop. I'm gonna create marketing. I'm gonna create content. I'm gonna fix things and ideas. So, you know,
Yeah, I think that's just about continually learning those new skills. Um, and there's a few things that you have said that have stuck with me, and I'd love you to unpack them with a bit more depth for our listeners. Is one thing that you always say is value first. What do you mean by that when you're dealing with new connections and uh, and growing your business?
well, I think first of all, most people when they meet people, they're like, buy my stuff, invest with me, do business with me. It's like a me, me, me approach. or what's in it for me. My sister said, how can I add value to people? Because if you give a lot of value, it's actually going to come back to you hundreds of times back. And sometimes it doesn't. But if you take a look at the numbers, like a deal, right? If you add value to 10 people, a lot of value, and three out of the 10 come back, that three will make a lot of money as opposed to pitching 10 people and getting, zero out of 10. So I think that's what I've seen as the issue. And like yesterday, I don't know if you saw, but on my Instagram, my client wrote a new book, and I just posted it, right? And just to
Yep.
promote them. Well, have you ever seen another guru do that? Like
No.
help this client out and post it? And no, like it's not the reality of it. And I think that's the biggest issue that I see people, do is they don't do it.
Mhm. And you often use this example about making decisions where you talk about best outcome, worst outcome, likely outcome, decide. Why do you say that so much? Is it because you find that people don't make decisions? That's what's holding them back?
Yeah, they don't make decisions. They procrastinate or they're fear-based. Chapter one of my book, biggest mistake that people make is fear. You said yes, and look where you're at now. Like, so much respect for the business you built and the authenticity and who you are. But imagine you had said no, we wouldn't be talking right now. We wouldn't have a relationship. And I think, Ugg Boots founder is coming. I think you're going to be meeting him next week, right? Founder of Ugg Boots, um,
Mhm.
which you've already met once, but now you're going to meet him again in Australia. And it's all that because of relational capital.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's another one that you talk about is the high cost of invisibility in your book. Is it's about not having that personal brand, trying to drive something that more. What would you? That's something that's really important to you, and you share a lot.
Well,
Um,
by the way,
if
you live in the ocean of sameness or lake of distinction. So,
yes,
there's a lot of plumbers, and a lot of HVAC, a lot of electricity, a lot of speakers, a lot of coaches, a lot of inspectors, a lot of property people. Why you? Oh, because I care and I work hard. Everybody says that. What do you
mm,
have that your competition doesn't have?
yeah, and I think that's really important. But also along with that, you talk about being transformational versus transactional. And what does that mean to you?
Transactional is how. How do I grow clients? How do I do this? How do I do that? Why transformational is like, why me? Why would the client go me? Why should I be on your podcast? Or why should I do this? Right. And everyone would say, well, because it's good. I'm like, oh, everybody says it's good. So I think it's really finding out what's that emotional red button that the customer and just keep pushing it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's something that I've had to learn over my journey. And then I think you really express regularly is about you won't get to the next level from what you know now. And I've found that I've always had to challenge myself, put myself into that out of that comfort zone. Uh, can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, what you know only got you to where you are today. New level, new devil. So how you change is how you succeed. And if you're not feeding your mind, you're not like, here's the thing too, there's a lot of people listening to, like whoever you spend time with is who you become. So when's the last time you tried to meet new people? When's the last time you try to expand your network, new things, new ideas, meet people? The more you say yes, more doors open. The more so you know, the doors close. Now, as you become more successful like me, I just say no to most things. And that's what makes me different.
And one last thing is I love how you talk about relational capital and the value in that. Why is that more important than uh, or the most important thing that you do?
Well, because it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you, right? And I think relationships come from a good place. I don't really care about money. Like I have a lot of it. I just don't really care about it. I still drive a 2015 Range Rover. It doesn't matter. Someone picks me up to go to the airport. I enjoy the simplicity of things. I enjoy the idea of creating processes. So, I can get another $1 billion overnight and still be on this podcast. So, you know what I mean? I'd still be on this podcast. I'd still do what I say, not always do what I say I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. Well, thank you so much. I love you. I love your book. It's just so advanced,
Thank you.
and appreciate you being on here, taking the time for us, and the clarity that you've given us. I look forward to talking to you next time.
I appreciate things. Such an honor to be on your show as usual, and I can't wait to see you in person next week in Australia.
I look forward to it. Thanks, JT.
Thank you for listening to No Limits to Success with Les Moyer. We hope today's episode has sparked new ideas and motivation for your own journey. Remember, the only ceiling on your success is the one you create in your mind. To connect with Les's guests and explore their work, check out the links in our show notes. And if you want to dive deeper into the No Limits mindset, visit our website at nolimitstosuccess.com.au for exclusive content, resources, and upcoming events. And don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. It helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and redefining what is possible. And remember, there are no limits to success.